What's up, guys? Recently I've noticed that videos where people talk about things they hate about their cars have been really popular on YouTube. And I'm a little bit late to that trend, but I figured it's better late than never, so this is going to be 5 things I hate about my 2015 Ford Focus ST. That brings me to the first thing I hate about this car, which is the name, Ford Focus ST. Every time I tell someone who's not a car person that I have a Ford Focus ST, they say something like, "Oh, I used to have a Ford Focus," or "I know someone who has a Ford Focus. They're great cars." Well, yes, they may be great cars, but this isn't just a Ford Focus, this is a Ford Focus ST. And when I try to explain to them that an ST is a lot sportier and a lot more fun to drive than a regular Ford Focus, they never seem to understand. The second thing I hate about my Ford Focus ST is the build quality. The interior is almost all cheap plastic, and I've had to take the car to the dealer twice now to get the weather lining on the rear door replaced. Luckily I have a warranty still, so it was completely covered by the warranty and I didn't have to pay anything for it. But for a car that's almost $30,000 when new, you would expect the build quality to be a little bit better. The third thing I hate about the car is the positioning of the cup holders. They're positioned right behind the shift knob in a way that makes it very hard to shift gears if there's a bottle or something in one of the cup holders. Now that doesn't sound like it would be a very big deal, but when you're daily driving this car, you want to be able to have a bottle of water or something in the cup holder and still be able to shift gears easily. It doesn't make it impossible to shift, but you kind of have to bend and twist your arm around anything that's in the cup holders in order to shift gears. The fourth thing I hate about this car are the tires that it came with from the factory. There are Pirelli P0s, which are called all-season tires, and they have decent grip when it's warm out, but when it's cold out there's very little grip. Now that can make it fun to drive when you want, but when you're just driving around town and using the car for daily use, you don't want to be sliding all over the road. The fifth and final thing I hate about this car is the turning radius, and that's probably what I hate most about the car. It doesn't sound like it would be a very big deal, but when you're maneuvering through a tight parking lot, it makes a huge difference. Now, the car has a 36.7-foot turning radius, which, if you don't know much about cars, is terrible. Part of the reason it has such a bad turning radius is because it's a front-wheel drive car. But there are other front-wheel drive cars out there with much better turning radiuses than this. Now, I want to make it very clear that none of the things I've listed would have affected my decision when buying this car if I had known them at the time. I absolutely love this car and would not have picked any other car. And I also think it's important to remember that no matter what car you get, there's always going to be things you don't like about it. I really appreciate you guys watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more.